See you later. You can come back tomorrow. We'll take a ride on the tractor tomorrow. Got to be here about 4 o'clock though. Now obviously this is the Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrack, and you've all seen this tire by now. Yeah, so like I was saying the other day, the two side-by-sides that we ended up with now will not both fit in this 20-foot trailer. So I'm having to trade this one in. I'm going to get, I think, a 26. I took some measurements and I can get away with a 24, but I think a 26 would be nice because then I've got a little bit of extra breathing room so I don't have to shoehorn the machines in here on top of each other when we haul them. You know, and it gives me, 2 more extra feet to kind of future-proof it so that hopefully this won't ever happen again. So we're taking down the decorative signs, or he is, and I'm working on the front up here. Got to get my spare tire and mount out of here, take the cabinet down, take out the microwave, get my tabletop out of here, and the TV mount, my little makeshift lavatory over here with the mirror and this little shelf that comes down. Gotta take that out. Basically just get all this stuff out of here. I'm gonna throw all the screws in this tote right here. And the trailer that I'm trying to order is the same brand as this one. So the V-nose up here should be shaped exactly the same. The walls should be the same. Basically the trailer should be the same. It's just gonna be longer. So I'm hoping that when I get the new one, we can just throw all this stuff back in here, screw it down, and it'll be good to go. So that's what's going on right now, and it'll probably be 4 to 6 weeks before the new one shows up because it's spring and they're getting slammed with orders right now. So it'll probably be several weeks before we see the new one, but I will return when it's here. Be back. Well, the new trailer is here and she's a monster. This is a 8.5 by 26, and like I was saying in the other video, I took some detailed measurements and I could have gotten away with a 24, but both of our side-by-sides would be stacked on top of each other with no room between them. So I ordered a 26 just to give me a little bit more buffer, I guess you could say. So this should be plenty of trailer to haul both of our side-by-sides and set up the front of it for my primitive camping like I normally do. Now, they did screw up one thing. This window right here was supposed to be back there. It makes no sense to have a window up here because you got a door up here. So there's plenty of light coming in here, you know? The idea was to have a window back there to get some daylight into the rear of the trailer. And I even gave them a diagram and submitted that with my order, and they still screwed it up. So that's kind of frustrating, but let's take a look inside. Now I did go ahead and order a window on this side, and it is up in the front. That's where I wanted this one. So these are sliding windows. Obviously you can just unclip it and slide it. You got a nice screen here. This is really nice when you're camping. Get some fresh air in here. When you get up in the morning, if there's commotion going on in the campground, you can kind of look outside and see what other people are doing, see what's going on out there. Would have been really nice to have that window back there where I wanted it, but at least we got a window on this side too, I guess. It does have a V-nose. These Intrepid trailers that are made by Homesteader, they don't have very much of a V-nose, as you can see. Some trailers have a real sharp V-nose. The Homesteader trailers are more of a rounded V-nose, but it works because I'm going to put my tabletop in here just like I had it in the other trailer and put my cabinet back up there, TV, I'm gonna mount my spare tire up under there like I had it before. Put my little vanity over here. Just kind of set it up in the front like I had it before. So like I said, it's great for primitive camping. And then of course, I'm gonna have to put my E-track back in the floor. I don't really like where they put the D-rings. I was hoping that these front D-rings would be up here actually in the front. But they put them back there, which is really annoying. So, you know, when I have the first side-by-side that I pull in here, it's gonna be sitting right here, right on top of those. So I'm gonna have to put some kind of a D-ring or E-track or something up here to strap to the front of this first side-by-side. Probably have to put some E-track back here too. Do have some D-rings back there in the back where they belong, so that's good. There's a soft dovetail. I don't know if you can tell it on the camera or not, but that's kind of handy. Now this Homesteader Intrepid HD trailer has these roof studs, I guess you'd call them. These are on 16-inch centers, so it's a little bit of a heavier duty build. The non-HD version has a wider spacing for the cross members up there in the roof, but this one has a pretty heavy duty build on it. You know, you can see that these things are, like I said, 16-inch on center, and there's a lot of them. Up underneath the trailer, supposedly they do full undercoating. I haven't gotten up under there to crawl around yet, but the underneath of this trailer is supposed to be fully undercoated. So that's a good thing. You do still have the flow-through vents. So again, another source of fresh air, which is good. Got a light here and a light back there. And something else that this Homesteader HD package comes with is a porch light up here. And you also have a porch light, or a loading light if you want to call it that, back here in the back up there. Still got a ramp door, obviously. I got some bogey wheels on this one because you can see how much of an overhang there is behind the axle. And we have a lot of uneven terrain here in Kentucky, so I've already dragged this once coming into my private driveway. So I'm glad I went ahead and ordered the bogey wheels on there. But yeah, pretty nice trailer. It's got the 80 gauge poly core, which is a whole lot nicer than the trailer that I had before. Believe it or not, this trailer did not cost much more either. It was like $1,000 more than the 20 footer that I had before that didn't have any of this stuff on here. See the Polycore logo there. So yeah, this is it. I went ahead and got silver this time because, as you can see, we have a lot of trees going up and down these rural roads. You have trees, and the black trailers get pinstriped really bad. And then, you know, it sticks out like a sore thumb because it's black. I thought maybe silver wouldn't show the pinstriping as bad when you're hitting tree limbs and things like that. And maybe it'll stay a little bit cooler in the summertime. Who knows? So I guess now it's time to start putting the stuff back on here. I got to put my stabilizer bar brackets back on the tongue. Carry all my stuff to the inside, start setting it all up. While I'm up here, you can see something else the HD package comes with is this adjustable tongue, adjustable coupler. That's a pretty nice touch there. And the extended length tongue is a standard option on this package as well. So I like that. The jack here is upgraded a little bit, a little more heavy duty. So that's something else that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's just a slightly heavier built trailer on the what they call the HD, and that's fine for me. The heavier duty, the better. I got the 5,200 pound axles, so that leaves me a payload of 5,506 pounds. So 5,500 pounds is not, you know, super impressive. But that just goes to show you why you definitely want to at least get the 5,200 pound axles. You don't want to order a trailer like this with the 3,500 pound axles because you're going to have no payload. You know, a trailer like this will weigh 4,000 pounds empty. So, you know, the weight of the trailer eats up all your payload. you got to at least go with these 6-lug 5,200 pounders. You know, might not be a bad idea to do the 7,000 pound axles if you're going to, you know, haul like a car or a tractor or whatever in here, but I think I can get by with this. So, all right, time to get started on this project. All right, I think it's a good time for a break. I'm working on getting my toy hauler / primitive camper set up, and it's been more work than I anticipated. I forgot how much I had actually done in that other trailer that I just traded in. So I'm getting there though. So I just put these little pieces of 1 foot E-track in a few spots along the wall, because I have in the past been asked by family or cousins or whatever if I could help them move. And when you're moving to a new house or a new apartment and you've got a bunch of furniture in here, it's pretty handy to have E-track on the walls, because then you can put like a dresser or something up against the wall and you can run a strap around it to keep it from falling over in transport. So I did go ahead and put my little sections of E-track back on the walls. Of course, I've got these mattresses that need a thorough cleaning because the cats have been all over them while I've been waiting on this new trailer to arrive. So I got to wash all that. But anyway, I'm using the E-track on the wall on this side for now to secure my mattresses to the wall for, you know, once we get to the campsite. Whew, man, I'm out of breath. So what I'm working on now is getting my E-track in the floor. The way they set these trailers up is for hauling a car. You know, let's say I wanted to haul my Challenger to a car show or something. So that's kind of how they set them up. So they put the D-ring way back here in the back up here, and then these D-rings actually end up before you get to the side door. So this whole area up here would be open is what they're thinking. But when we put side-by-sides in here, we're going to have one back here. You know, the rear tire is going to be about here and the front tire is going to be about here. And then the other side-by-side, rear tire is going to be about here and the front tire is going to be way up in the front. So we will be able to use these rear D-rings, but those other D-rings are going to be useless to us for what we're going to be using the trailer for most of the time. So that's why I just went to Harbor Freight, got 2 sections of 5 foot E-track and put right here in the middle. So the front of this side-by-side and the rear of that one will be able to tie down right here. And then up front, I got some E-track plates to put in the floor up here to tie down the front of this side-by-side. So basically I've got more flexibility to tie things down. If I want to haul the tractor, which I've done before, to go do a job, I've got plenty of tie downs for that in here. I am putting self-tapping screws down into the frame of the trailer so that these will be really secure, and then I'll go back with smaller wood screws and put a whole bunch of wood screws in there too. So these won't go anywhere. As you can see, I got my bench or tabletop or countertop, whatever you want to call it, up here. And right now, every tool that I own is out here because, like I said, this has been a project. It's been more of a project than I expected, but eventually all this will be cleaned off. And the purpose of this is, you know, like when we take a lunch break from riding and we want to come down here and throw a frozen meal in the microwave or make a sandwich or whatever, we got a little countertop here to work on is the idea. It's all super primitive, as you can see, but it gets the job done because some of the campsites we go to don't have picnic tables, so you can come in here and make your food and stuff in the microwave. Got a power strip there. So what I'm waiting on is the Amazon truck is going to bring me one of those RV pass-throughs for your cables, and I'm going to put it down here. I always just take a hole saw and put a hole down there, and it's a really nifty little system. It's got a flap on the outside so you can close it off when you're not using it. But when you get to the campsite, you can run your power cord through there. That way you can fully close your side door and run that to the, you know, AC hookup if you're in one of those types of campsites, or a generator, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, that powers this whole power strip here. So I run my TV and microwave and stuff off of that. Lights, I got to put some more lights up here, because the lights that come in the trailer from the factory only work if the engine is running on the truck, which is a real bummer. So I usually put like an overhead light up here like you'd have in your kitchen or something, and then I can just flip it on whenever I want to. You got a little mirror over here for me to do my contact lenses in the morning, and the missus if she decides to put just a hair of makeup on or something. This is actually made to put like fluids and things in. that you want to take with you for riding. But we usually put, like, you know, travel size shampoos and things like that in there. And of course you got a paper towel roll. So yeah, like I said, it's got the stuff that we need for primitive camping. It's not a full-blown RV, not meant to be. We do have electricity, we don't have plumbing, that's fine. You know, I don't mind going out in the woods and peeing on a tree. Usually these places that we go to have porta potties, and sometimes they even have actual bathroom stations. So that's fine, but electricity is nice to have because we can run a fan when it gets real hot or whatever the case might be. I got a bracket over here to tie up my straps or hang up my straps, and a little broom to sweep all the mud from the UTVs out of here before we go sleeping at night. So I got a good start on it. Got a little bit more to do here, and of course I got my decorative signs I'm going to put all over the wall and kind of dress it up a little bit in here. But yeah, she's coming along, and I tell you what, I'm glad that I got the 26 footer, because let me show you something. On these Homesteader trailers, I was talking about this yesterday when I shot the first clip. The V-nose on these Homesteader trailers is not much of a V-nose. It's a very soft V-nose. So the way they measure these, the 26 foot on this trailer actually goes up to right there. So you've only got like maybe 12 inches of V up in there. And you can see that the 26 foot mark is kind of up under my countertop here. So really, if you come back here to where your usable space begins, really I've got about 24 feet out there now, which is the minimum that I needed to put two of our side-by-sides in here. So I think if I had ordered a 24, it may have ended up being just a little too short. This 26 is probably going to end up being a little tighter than I thought. It'll work, but I think it's going to be a little tighter than I imagined. 28 probably would have been awesome, but I was trying to get away with the shortest length that I could get away with, because it's real tight getting in and out of my driveway down here anyway. So it'll work. It'll work. You notice I did not get any vents in the ceiling. That's just another potential source of leaks. We had some very severe thunderstorms last night, and I came out this morning and this thing was bone dry inside, which is great. And you know, the one-piece roof with no vent in it is a better way to go in my opinion, because it'll last longer and be more leak proof over time. You know, if you want ventilation, just get some side windows put in your trailer like I did. That's the way to go on that. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you this little primitive camper setup I got going on here. Now, once I have all this thing set up and ready to go, this trailer is going to weigh at least 4,500 pounds empty, maybe a little more than that. It might be pushing 4,750 empty. It's a big girl. It's a heavy duty version, lots of additional bracing and cross members and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty heavy trailer. And once we put the side-by-sides in here and our coolers and all that stuff, I figure the total weight of this thing's going to be around 8,000 pounds, which is not anywhere near the maximum capacity of my truck, my F-250. But the point is, you know, I used to always have half-ton trucks, and this trailer loaded up on a camping trip would be really pushing the limits of a half-ton truck. So I guess that kind of means I have no choice but to, well, I mean, I have a choice, but it's going to be much better for me to keep the Super Duty to tow this with, for safety and just for, you know, the sheer fact that it's going to do much better and handle it better. This is a big girl, I'm telling you, on a really windy day. It was pretty windy when I brought her home the other day. It's pretty windy out here right now, and I could really feel this thing kind of moving around in the road, even behind that Super Duty. So I think a half-ton truck would probably not be real happy with this. It would do it, but it wouldn't be real happy with it. So anyway, I'm going to finish this up and try to get my tools cleaned up here. And in a week or two, we're going to take a trip to an off-road park, try this thing out, try out the Honda Talon and the Can-Am Commander that we picked up earlier this spring, see how this stuff works out. But for now, I'm going to get back to it and get this finished up. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later on.